Well, for years, a quirk in the French legal system has let politicians hold up to three, four, or sometimes even five elected positions. Former President Jacques Chirac, for example, combined being mayor of Paris and prime minister in the 80s. But now that looks like it's about to change. Elena Casas explains.
Many French politicians have at least two jobs, but not for much longer. From 2017, French senators and MPs will be barred from holding another public office. 60% of current parliamentarians hold offices at local or regional level. With just a few weeks to go before municipal elections, candidates that win those local seats will no longer be able to hold national positions as well. The dual or multiple mandate has been a feature of French political life since the late 19th century. Former President Jacques Chirac combined being mayor of Paris with being prime minister in the 1980s. For politicians, a local office made them look more connected to constituents, while the second salary was also an attraction. But the dual mandate, much more common in France than other European countries, has drawn accusations of absenteeism and cronyism.
Well, for more on that, I'm joined by our French politics editor, Mark Proman. Hi, Mark.
Hi.
So this will not start right away. It's for 2017, 3 years from now. Why? Why the delay?
Why the delay? It was a campaign pledge by François Hollande, and he said, yes, this is something we need to do to modernize French political life and also respond to the polls showing that the French distrust their politicians. However, he met resistance not so much from the opposition but from his own camp, because the socialists, in addition to the presidency, also hold lots of local positions, local elected offices, mayors, heads of departments, of regions, and some of them were not too happy to see some of their mandates disappear. And so he met resistance, and so as a compromise, because François Hollande was for years the head of the Socialist Party and always the man who was trying to find compromises, he decided that this would be implemented in 2017, so several years from now, and at the time when there will have been a new presidential election. Maybe François Hollande will still be the president, but maybe not. So clearly this was a compromise in the face of resistance.
What do the opposition conservatives say about all of this? If they were to come back into power, would they put this triple, quadruple, quintuple mandate back?
They immediately said during the debate this week in Parliament that they would rescind the bill if they come back to power, because they believe that it is important for an MP to be connected to local realities and therefore be a mayor or the head of a region or a department. And therefore, they don't want to have people whose only job is to be an MP and vote for bills without realizing what they imply on the ground. And so they're saying this now. However, the Prime Minister Jean-Marc Ayrault told them, well, we're going to see. I'm ready to bet the house that when you come back to power, you will not be able to change this, because that's what the French want, and that's what most other countries are doing.
That is what most other countries are doing, and it does seem strange to me as an American for someone to have 3 or 4 elected positions. But what about the general French man or woman on the street? Do they think this is normal?
I think this is clearly the reform is a way of responding to the polls that are showing, yes, the French do not like this mixture of, being a local official, being an MP. They like their mayors. The recent poll showed they like their mayors. They don't like their MPs. And so, and they also have some suspicion that this means politicians are only trying to maneuver between themselves. I give you this, you give me that. And so there's a kind of allergy now to the politicians making arrangements between themselves and by themselves. However, there's also another side of people say, well, maybe my mayor, if he's at the National Assembly, he can get more money to fund a school or repair a road and so on and so forth. But nevertheless, the consensus is if France wants to be a modern country, politicians have to make sure they only focus on one thing and not too many things at the same time, and they don't add one salary to another, because that was also one of the reasons for this multiple mandate tradition here in France.
No, it is an interesting subject. All right, thank you so much, Mark Proman, for filling us in on that. It'll be interesting to see what these politicians choose, which job in particular they decide to run for next time around. French politics editor Mark Proman, thank you so much.